What's up people, welcome back to my channel. This is EURUSD weekly market breakdown, and I'm going to break down EURUSD from monthly time frame to all the way smaller time frame 4H 1H. So let's just get started. This is monthly time frame. As you can see, monthly low was put here, and this low has never been broken. As you can see, it tried to break here and it failed and got rejected, and basically this was the move when this was the liquidity, and then all the way to the upside. So if this was the low, the closest fractal high is sitting here. So we are in a bearish monthly flow, which means that whatever is happening here still bearish based on the monthly time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame. As you can see, on the weekly we have been bearish, then we have been bullish, then we continuously becoming bearish again. So the weekly low, the most recent weekly low is here, and the high is right here. So the weekly time frame is also bearish. What we are expecting is some kind of pullback to start another sell, or pullback starting selling and then break this weekly time frame. So overall we are still bearish on weekly time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame. As you can see, daily low was here, and this was daily high, and it rejected once, and then price came down, rated this low, again came down, rated this low, and then slowly started to become bullish, and finally it has closed above. This candle has closed above this level, which means daily has shifted from bearish to bullish, and which is the indication that price will continue to pull back into weekly time frame and monthly time frame. And as we have become bullish on the daily time frame, we can change our market structure from this will be the high and this will be the low. But as there's no fractal put here, so we have to wait for the next daily candle. If this becomes, or if that will be low, then we can use this as a fractal. As this moment, this is just for the example, and we can see this is a bullish market structure on the daily time frame. So going to the 4H time frame, you can see we were this bullish last week, and what we were expecting was pull back into the block or this inefficient price action. So as you can see, we did get pull back into the block, and we even got rated into these lows here. And the perfect example of pull back into in your block or in your favorite zone, and then wait for some liquidity taken, and the liquidity taken and then it will just go up and then come back, tap your block, and then vanish. It's not gonna come back again. So that's what exactly happened here. It was very wonderful area to buy. As you can see, it has already broken this high, so we can shift and change our market structure. So continuously being bullish. So what can happen is price either takes liquidity here and then continue, or price just gonna come back, take liquidity, and then continue. But overall we are bullish, and what can personally I think can happen is price to come back, take this liquidity, and it will come back into this daily lows, daily, because daily will be high, will be that, and this will be the low of the daily. So somewhere around here price will come, and as you can see, we're gonna have a pullback due to the fact monthly fractal has been hit, but that doesn't mean it's gonna change direction. It's just for the pullback, because this monthly fractal had a lot of liquidity, but this liquidity is just gonna fuel further bullish price action. So on the 4H time frame, as you can see, price was maintaining higher lows, and basically what it was accumulation phase. And accumulation is a very difficult thing to understand, but the basic formula for accumulation is price. If price is dropping, let's say price is dropping, and then price comes down, pulls back and try to break this structure but fails again, what it will happen, it will break this kind of structure, and a lot of people would think that price has become bullish, right? But what will happen, they will come back, there will be a lot of buying because they will start to go up, but immediately they will take all these two lows, and that will be their trigger, that will be their liquidity grab, and then finally they will break this high and again a pullback, and that time they will have a very minor pullback, and then it will keep continue like this. And this is basically I can say this is basically what happened here. As you can see, if I do this, price first dropped, and first it took liquidity at the top side, but let's just wait here. They created this low, pullback happened till these highs, right? And they took liquidity, first taking liquidity here, they went up, broke this structure on 4H, and then they stopped price here, try to buy, they stopped here, try to buy. They created buyers in the market when they were actually doing this all fake stuff. A lot of people were buying, even I was buying from here because it was looking sweet, right? But as you know, as 4H was as daily was bearish and there was liquidity taken, they're gonna have to take some further low. So what that means is they took further liquidity down here at this point, and then they broke this 4H structure right here. When this structure was taken, only they had to do is pull back into the block, because they will have to close their fake sell which they initiated just to take liquidity. So sometimes they do close, sometimes what happens, price just half close the trade and then they move, because they just take some loss and then they continue with the true direction of the market, right? So this is very close to what this happened, but accumulation is not just a single way of structures. Accumulation is very different thing. Sometimes it happens, they take liquidity here, and what happens is they try to break, but they do not break and close below, and they actually, this low actually raised this level, and continuation something like this, again this gets rejected and then they break, and then what happens is price pulls back into some kind of block or inefficient price action and continue. And sometimes when price comes here, they try to go up but fails and take further liquidity, and that's where they decide when they have to take their buys, but there are not enough orders, right? They go back to take that to create more sellers for their buys. Then they break this level, and what will happen, they will just pull back to this level or even some inefficient price action, and most of us are just be waiting at the order block level, and they never pull back to the order block, and then they just continue. And this is also an accumulation phase, but it's not perfect. It will always be different from the other one, but the important thing is they will start taking lows or highs. So wherever accumulation phase is always the low of the market, low as the low, and if the price is high, you can call it distribution. That phase will be considered as distribution. And the basic idea is when you just keep, when you're looking at this liquidity taking stuff, this means actually that they are going to shift the price. That's what they did. Accumulation, and this was basically EURUSD. Technically we are bullish, but we are bearish on monthly and weekly time frame, but it's for the long term. What for the short term is we are bullish on daily and forex, and that's what we should keep looking, because forex is here. Just pullback buys, because daily is also bullish, so it's not going to stop until it reaches some weekly level. What I personally think, there is inefficient price action, and there is this block. We can also consider price to just keep continuing going into the block, because if we look at the monthly time frame, as you can see, monthly, this low, this high, for this move only. Overall high and low is probably this, but that's not what's important at the moment. At the moment is price having this leg down here, so I think it's gonna go up to reach this fractal, right, to continue bearish again if it wants to go bearish. So weekly and daily, all these time frame are telling us the flow of the weekly and daily, and this forex flow we use the most, because forex flow is usually the flow of the day, and the only thing we look for is there anything against our forex flow. If there is anything against, then you can have some concern. Like this did take some weekly or daily liquidity, but that is just gonna take it to this place and then continue again. So I hope you got the value out of this video, and if you really got value, please subscribe and like this video. I'll see you in the next one.